Ever stared at a project deadline looming, a chaotic mess of tasks swirling in your mind, and thought, there's got to be a better way? You've probably heard of Trello, the visual task management tool, and maybe even Gantt charts, those colorful timelines that project managers swear by. But here's the burning question. Is Trello a Gantt chart? Or are we comparing apples and, well, really complex project management oranges? Let's be honest. The visual appeal of both can be deceiving. You see those cards in Trello, those bars in a Gantt chart, and you think, yeah, they both organize stuff, right? But diving deeper, the differences are as vast as the oceans between them. We're not just talking about surface-level visuals. We're talking about fundamental approaches to project management. Think about it. Have you ever tried to force Trello into a rigid timeline structure, only to find yourself frustrated and resorting to workarounds? Or maybe you've tried to use a Gantt chart for quick, agile task management and felt like you were trying to drive a tank in a go-kart race. That's because they're designed for very different purposes. We're going to unpack this today. We're going to dissect what makes Trello Trello, what makes a Gantt chart, and why mixing them up is like trying to build a house with only a screwdriver. We'll also explore how you can bridge the gap, if you absolutely must, using some clever techniques and integrations. First, let's talk Trello. It's beautiful, it's flexible, and it's designed around the Kanban methodology. Think of it as a digital whiteboard. You have lists representing stages in your workflow and cards representing tasks. You drag and drop these cards, visually tracking their progress. It's intuitive, collaborative, and perfect for teams that need agility and adaptability. Imagine you're planning a content calendar. You have lists like ideas, writing, editing, and published. You create cards for each blog post, move them through the lists as they progress, and assign team members. You can add checklists, deadlines, attachments, and comments. It's all about visualizing the flow of work and keeping everyone on the same page. But here's the catch. Trello doesn't inherently show dependencies between tasks. You don't see how one task's delay impacts another. You don't get a clear, linear timeline of your project. It's more about the now and the immediate next steps, rather than the long-term, interconnected picture. Now, let's switch gears and talk Gantt charts. These are the powerhouses of traditional project management. They're all about timelines, dependencies, and critical paths. Imagine a horizontal bar chart where each bar represents a task, and the length of the bar represents the task's duration. The bars are connected by lines, showing how tasks depend on each other. Think of building a house. You have tasks like laying the foundation, framing the walls, installing the plumbing, and so on. A Gantt chart allows you to visualize the sequence of these tasks, identify critical dependencies. You can't frame the walls before laying the foundation, right? And track progress against a timeline. You can see how a delay in one task ripples through the entire project. Gantt charts are perfect for projects with well-defined scopes, clear dependencies, and strict deadlines. They provide a comprehensive overview of the project, allowing you to identify potential bottlenecks and manage resources effectively. So why the confusion? It comes down to the shared visual element, the ability to represent tasks. But the underlying philosophies are vastly different. Trello is about flexibility and visual flow, while Gantt charts are about structure and linear timelines. Think of it this way. Trello is like a conductor leading an orchestra in real time, adapting to the musician's performances. A Gantt chart is like the musical score itself, meticulously planned and executed. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Can you somehow combine the best of both worlds? The answer is a qualified yes. While Trello isn't a Gantt chart, there are ways to introduce timeline and dependency features. Firstly, Trello has power-ups. These are integrations that add extra functionality. There are power-ups that introduce Gantt chart-like views, allowing you to visualize your Trello cards on a timeline. However, these are often simplified versions of full-fledged Gantt charts, and their capabilities can vary. Secondly, you can use external Gantt chart software alongside Trello. This involves manually syncing tasks between the two platforms, which can be time-consuming but effective. You can use Trello for day-to-day task management and a Gantt chart for high-level project planning and tracking. Thirdly, you can use specialized project management tools that integrate both Kanban and Gantt chart features. These tools offer the best of both worlds, allowing you to switch between different views and manage projects with varying levels of complexity. However, it's crucial to understand that these workarounds and integrations are not a perfect substitute for using the right tool for the right job. If your project demands a rigid timeline and dependency management, a dedicated Gantt chart tool is still the best option. If your project requires flexibility and collaborative task management, Trello is your go-to. Think about the context of your project. Are you managing a small team with agile workflows? Or are you overseeing a large-scale construction project with strict deadlines? The answer to this question will determine whether you need Trello, a Gantt chart, or a combination of both. Let's quickly recap. Trello is a Kanban-based task management tool that excels in visualizing workflow and promoting collaboration. It's perfect for agile teams and projects that require flexibility. Gantt charts are timeline-based project management tools that excel in visualizing dependencies and tracking progress against a linear timeline. They're perfect for projects with well-defined scopes and strict deadlines. Trying to force Trello into a Gantt chart role is like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. You might get it to fit, but it won't be pretty, and it probably won't be efficient. Similarly, using a Gantt chart for simple, agile task management can be overkill and lead to unnecessary complexity. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.